My type 2, I created. So I knew that there had to be a way to dismantle it without going on insulin, without going anything else, because I fired my last endocrinologist. Literally just said, no, I'm done with you, because she didn't like me going whole food plant-based. And she sort of like fussed at me, and I said, you're fired. And she said, you can't fire me. I said, watch. So that was the last time I even saw her. After I had been in the program, reading the book, listening to their YouTubes and everything else, and I had gotten down to a sort of like a plateau, and I was listening to Robbie and Cyrus, and I said, you know what, I got to do that coaching. So I signed up for one-on-one, and I think that I know that was my sort of like my little breaking point that allowed me to see, what exactly I needed to and need to not do. When I was with Andrea, and she really put me to the task to make sure that whatever I was eating, to write down how it made me feel, how it affected me. Did it agree? Did it not? Did it give me energy? Did it take energy away? That kind of a thing. And that's what I really started seeing, the foods I love to eat, and made them what I love to eat, whether it's morning, noon, or night. Well, last night we made a meal of pigeon peas, tofu, diced tomatoes, and then I made a sauce of and this is going to sound cheesy, but I love this, and it's ketchup, brown sugar, and this really great mustard, which is it's a Heinz yellow mustard, and it's a smoked flavor of apple grill or something like that. It's like a smoked flavor, and I put that in with it, and then I put some quinoa into it. And so that's what I had for supper last night. That's what I had for breakfast, and that was one of the things that Andrea was she was trying to say, well, breakfast is, I said, no, to me, breakfast is when I eat in the morning of whatever I love to eat. And then I'll have my fruit and spinach. So a lot of times I will have a banana sliced in with spinach, and then with a vinegar glaze, something like that on it. And, just to have a nice, full, rich breakfast, because I love breakfast. I'm really hungry in the morning. So it's almost like a cup and a half of the mixture I had from last night, and then it's almost a cup of spinach, and then 1 or 1.5 bananas sliced, and it's just that vinegar glaze just adds that. I like bursting flavor, so that's what I have to have in my meals. It's got to taste great. I'll usually get up around 6 or 7 o'clock, and I have my first breakfast. So I make sure when I bring my lunchbox, I have a second breakfast with me, which is usually about 10 o'clock, and then a lunch. So I've learned now, I just bring an extra breakfast with me, and that's going to be probably more of what I ate this morning if I didn't eat all of it. So my husband has learned to cook all different kinds of meals with beans and quinoa and just really yummy type stuff. And so I can eat it morning, noon, and night, because I don't have any problem, because if I like something, I'm going to eat it until I get sick of it, and which I usually don't, because it's usually not that much made. So I just eat whatever, and that's the key for me. I don't want to be saddled with what's for breakfast, what's for lunch, what's for dinner. I want to be able to have what I love the flavors of and just eat it. A lot of times I'll use Ezekiel bread and I'll toast that. But in our Publix, they make this fresh mountain bread, very limited ingredients. And sometimes I'll do 1 or 2 slices a week of that fresh bread. And it's just awesome. When I first started out, it was almost like a 12.3. And now it's down to like, and then it went down to 10 something, and now it's like 6.5. The weight was, I was just had a difficult time getting the rest of it off. And that was with when Andrea and I were really, and I was working at this. And so the foods I chose that I knew, and that was my saving grace. The foods I was choosing correctly were the ones that helped to get those other 15 pounds off. I started out at 225, maintaining 140. My type 2 I created. So I knew that there had to be a way to dismantle it without going on insulin, without going anything else, because I fired my last endocrinologist. Literally just said, no, I'm done with you, because she didn't like me going whole food plant-based. And she sort of like fussed at me, and I said, you're fired. And she said, you can't fire me. I said, watch. So that was the last time I even saw her. And that's, and this is something that that Mastering Diabetes really helped out a lot with, was being able to stand up for ourselves and say, listen, I don't have to listen to you. You don't really know what you're talking about. I'm on a program, it's working for me. So, there's the doctors, they're not taught nutrition. So how can I go to one to really, do what I want to do and do the right way? My cholesterol has always been high, like it's always, ever since I can remember. And I think it used to be almost 300, and now it's down to 213. So, and I figure, you know what? My body's doing good. My blood pressure is like 107/60. They've never heard of a person my age with that kind of blood pressure. It was 129/90, something like that. And that 129, I've never been that high. And they wanted to put me on medication. I said, nope, And so I just started working on it. And again, there was all the foods. It's kept down. Maybe it might go up to 109 or something like that, but it never goes over any higher than that. And the bottom numbers it never goes over 60. My fasting in the morning is anywhere from 109 to 117, depending on what I eat the night before. And also how late I eat. That's another thing too. My eating time is usually up until 7 o'clock. Anything after that, I'll not eat. Or at least I try not to. And if I do, it's going to be a banana or something like that. Or some Ticino with almond milk. It had gone up to almost 285. And again, with Andrea's help, it was just figuring out what time was going to be my ending time and what I can eat and what I can't eat. What I cannot eat in the evenings are any kind of white potatoes. During the day, I'm fine with them. In the evening, I cannot. Sweet potatoes, I can do like a half of a sweet potato in the evening, baked, and that's okay. So, and I cannot do rice anymore. Rice is out completely for me. And also corn is out completely for me. So those two items, there's just no way. My system does not like it. They had me on glipizide, 0.5 gram or something, or 2.5, something like, I think it was 2.5. And I wasn't taking all the time. I was taking it just to see how it affected me when I was, monitoring my food and my blood sugar level and everything else. And I noticed that as long as I maintained for my suppers what I needed to, I didn't really need the glipizide at night. So that told me that my body is working today. I had my supper from last night, my supper for lunch, and I splurged and I had one glazed munchkin because I just needed something sweet.
Mm-hmm.
And when with me, I don't have any binges because something I can do, like taking one bite of that glazed munchkin, and that sweetness just does it. So I'm not like, a lot of, I used to be where I would go on binges. And now it's just, I don't have any binges at all anymore, at all. And it's so exciting. It really, because I used to have severe ADHD. I'm an adult because I had it when I was a kid. I've just, and when I changed my diet to whole food plant-based, I went from, and this, people don't understand who have this beast within them. This beast will become a tamed kitten on this nutrition pattern, because I used to self-medicate with 12 cups of strong coffee every day. And I would take a thermos with me. I did that basically most of my adult life, and also high potency vitamins, just to take the edge off so I could get through the day. And now I have a small cup, and I got this morning, and so I don't even drink all of that. So anyone that has any kind of a chemical imbalance, this is definitely the pattern to go on. It really, really is. Because my daughter she would fuss at me for not cooking things in oil or using olive oil. And I said, Jackie, I can't. My stomach can't even stand the taste of it, much less stand any of it in my stomach anymore. Well, where are you getting your fats? I said, look, I eat avocado. I eat other things, that have fat in it, that, naturally. And so I get it from that. Nutrition. And she's a true believer that nutrition is the medicine for all diseases. But she doesn't believe my total whole foods plant-based. She says, Mom, you should have a little bit of fish. I said, no, unless I catch it myself, I'm not going to eat fish. No. And first of all, it's not a diet. This is a life change. Diet means that you die. That's exactly what it means. You put yourself on starvation or whatever. And was talking to a person, and I said, what you need to do is write down all the foods you love. Every single food that you love. I don't care how you cook it, how you prepare it, your meals, no matter what it is. Because I was raised on Southern cooking. My dad was from Louisiana. So now my Louisiana cooking is I make really great gravy with rice flour and onions and a little bit of vegetable broth. So I make great gravies that will go with just about anything. If I want Southern style, I don't like anything that's fried, but I like the taste of it. So McCormick makes this great Southern chicken seasoning, and has all the wonderful seasonings in it. So when I'm cooking, so that's what I'll use in a lot of my foods. And so you have that seasoning in it. So that's what I always say to them. Write down all the foods you love. Write down your favorite recipes. And from your favorite recipes, then you just figure out how to make them whole foods. That's all you got to do. What do you have to take out? What do you have to add? I take a regular recipe and I make it whole food plant-based. I don't make a whole food plant-based menu. Make a list of all the foods you love and then just start going clean. That's the key. Don't deny yourself anything.